Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack at my disposal. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from Dallas to Austin. And since I have some time today, I'm going to see if we can do it in record time. No, just kidding. I can't say that. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, they wouldn't be happy if I said that. Obviously, I'm not going to race or challenge anybody to a race, but I'm going to see what I can do, or how this thing works, or how it operates, or how it feels on a road trip. How about that? We're just going to do a road trip, a simple road trip. No timing thing, nothing like that. Just have some fun. Let's start this bad boy up. Ready? Oh yeah. All 475 horsepower coming to life. Navigation coming up. And basically, let me head over to get some lunch. I'm gonna go to In-N-Out something. Yeah, probably just In-N-Out. So I'm just gonna go to In-N-Out for lunch and then hit the highway and end up in Austin. Right now it is 12:30. You'll see here, 12:30. And yeah, maybe I'll get to Austin definitely by 4 o'clock. I want to get there before the rush hour traffic. Got to do that. So catch me after lunch. All right, I just had an awesome lunch. It's a warm spring day. I had a burger. I'm driving a muscle car. No complaints here. By the way, this cup holder looks small and this drink looks large. It is a large, but it fits. Obviously, maybe not two side by side, but it's a good layout. Oh yeah. 112. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load a destination in the nav for the Hyatt Hotel. So we'll go to the Hyatt Hotel in downtown Austin and we'll call that our destination. We'll see what it says as far as how soon I'll get there, and let's just enter this in right now. Every car is different, and so I try not to read the manual. I try to see how easy it is to get just in the driver's seat and get going with it. And this Uconnect system that is pretty common in Dodge, Chrysler products is very easy to work with. They've made some updates for 2018, and it's getting easier and easier as we go. But there's some stuff like going between different cars that I get used to where I just basically kind of lose my way sometimes. But here we are, Hyatt Place. No, I want Hyatt Regency Austin. There we go. So, no. Yep, that's the one. That's downtown on Congress. So you can see the water from there. Oh yeah, that's the one. So let's go ahead and go to it. It says I'll get there at 4 o'clock, as I expected.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
So here we go. I'm going to put my seatbelt on and hit the road. Can we get to Austin by 4 o'clock? How accurate is the GPS? How about that? That's a good test. Let's see if that works. Okay, I'm going to head on Interstate 35 East South. That's what it's called, 35 East. And I'm already south of Interstate 20. But what I want to do is just get on that freeway and head to Austin. Austin, baby, Austin. This thing is a lot faster than it sounds, so you got to be cognizant of that. I do have a speed limit here on the screen. I can see the current speed limit, and of course it turns red when I go over. That's kind of what it looks like. That's an example. And oh yeah, it's pretty hot out today. But here we are, getting on the freeway.
After 1,000 feet, bear left onto I-35 East southbound. Bear left.
That was not a close call. That was just basically them getting off the freeway. But I'm getting on the freeway right now, so let's go ahead and do that. Respectfully, of course. And we get to merge. I don't have blind spot, so I kind of wish it did, because if you look over here in the mirror, you can see the car that just got behind us. But you really can't see if there's anything on the side. So if people are lingering back there, you won't really notice. Of course, not really my problem, because you can always out-accelerate them if you've got the room. But you just got to be very cautious about that. There are other vehicles with two-door coupe designs that have American names that kind of have the same issue, but this one is no different. Let's move on. I don't like passing on the right either. We'll get to a good pace here, and I don't have radar cruise. This one's just basically kind of bone stock. Stickers for around 42, maybe 43. I'll go over the options later. I also just realized I set myself up for a little bit of a challenge. Not only can I get there before or when GPS says I'll get there, but you'll notice here it says distance 179 miles to my destination. But my range is 184 miles. So not only do I have to blend time with this thing, I have to get there on time or maybe early. I also have to make sure that I can do it without stopping for fuel. Obviously, the range may change. The only thing that won't change is the distance, right? So that's a constant. But the variable is going to be the range. So can I make that range last? Or do I have to fill up? We don't want to run this thing on empty, obviously. New cars running on empty, not a good sign. So let's see what we can do. Here we go. Driving I-35 east-south. That's literally what it's called. 166 miles to go, and you can see the clock here, what time it is. You're gonna have to go back to the video a couple seconds back to see where I last was with my distance remaining to the destination to get an idea of how quickly traffic is moving. Although this guy in the Kia in front of me needs to get out of the left lane. Just, you're sitting in a construction zone like this and you just can't hog the left lane. Not even the trucks get to pass other trucks because this guy just sits there. So it's pretty annoying. And I don't really have much room to pass yet. The roads are pretty rough, as you can see. Although I do say I would like to make the range without having to stop for fuel. I realized the kink in my plan is going to be this large drink from lunch. So if I can hold it that long, we'll be able to do the trip uninterrupted. If I have to stop somewhere, then I still want to try and make my goal of getting there by 4 p.m. and we'll see. I'll give you a status update later, but for now we're just going to drive. This person's still not going to move over, so we're going to go ahead and overtake. What a prick. Alright, I don't know how to explain this, but I only have 125 miles to go to my destination, and it's 2 o'clock. And I haven't done the math on my average speed, and I haven't even bothered to reset the trip computer to show me. But I'm hitting up a little bit of traffic here. There's a lot of big rigs there, which means passing is real fun because you got to get around them quickly because they're so damn big. I don't like to linger around them because it's not very safe. People like this bozo who wander in and out of their lane, you don't want to be behind that. I'm going to get through this pocket of traffic and I'll be in Waco when I get there. And then I'll give you an update. Well, now that I'm on an open road and I've kind of used it for a little bit, I want to talk to you about ride quality. As far as ride quality, there really isn't much. I mean, it's obviously very stiff, very track ready, very focused. But at the same time, when you hit these little undulations in the pavement, it is bumpy. You feel everything. And I've always said this before in the previous Challenger review that I did. And you can go watch that review. It's quite fun. I almost think it's a little unpredictable because I feel like I'm going to hit a bump like this one and I'm going to just veer off, but I don't because there's so much grip. But at the same time, there's so much grip that it kind of like follows patterns, and it's called tram lining, but it's not really tram lining. It's just doing something completely different, and I'll just call it unpredictable. It's not terrible, but it's not exactly what you'd call ideal for a road trip. And I mean, when you compare something like this to the Durango RT, the Durango is bigger, heavier, just feels a little bit more linear than this. This does feel solid and very stable, but it's just that when I hit the bumps, that's the only difference. When I hit the bumps, it makes big of a problem for me. I can stay straight, but the way I hit them. I've got 115 miles to go, and I realized that I did this in normal mode. I haven't actually engaged sport mode, so I'm going to do that right now with this button down here, sport. I hit that, and a little green checkered flag shows up there, right there. And also, you can see what happens in sport mode by hitting Super Track Pack. And by hitting that button on the screen, I get an idea of what the current mode is giving me. So I either have sport mode or normal, and right now current mode is sport, so everything is turned up except for traction control. I don't need sport traction because I'm not on a track, I'm on a freeway, so I want normal traction control for that. But now let's see what the ride quality is like for the next half of the trip. And it's a little dronier in here, but not bad. And the throttle mapping definitely feels different, and I'm sure the passing power is too. But when I get to an open area, we will check that out. All right, I would consider this officially in Waco. There's Baylor University, their Silly Stadium, and the Silly Bridge. It's kind of iconic, so you know where you are. This is Waco. And I know I told you I would kind of give you an update on the fuel economy and everything, so here we go. 102 miles to go. 102, look at that. This is kind of a bumpy stretch. There we go. And you want to see my range? I'll just give you range to give you an idea of how on target we are with my destination, whether I get there on time or whether I have to stop. Range, 145 miles before I need to fill up. So basically, I am definitely on target unless I run into some nasty traffic in Austin. It looks like I won't need to stop for fuel, which is very good. And I'm still not done with this drink, so I won't have to use it, hopefully. And that's it. We made it to Waco. Let me get you a report on how long I have till I get there.
You're just blowing my mind again.
So I passed Temple now, and I've noticed that in sport mode, it's very drony. The exhaust here is drony below 80 miles an hour. So when I'm in this construction zone and we're constantly like going and slowing down and going, not necessarily stop and go, but just this kind of stuff. You hear that? Or maybe you can't even hear me. That's sport mode. You can see by the green checkered flag there. It's just a little loud for my taste, at least on the road trip level. I'm sure in a canyon or wherever, a tunnel, it sounds great, but road trip wise, I think I'm going to put it in normal mode. So I'm just going to hit the sport button and go back to normal. And that's it. That's all it takes. Checkered flag goes away. And we are on our way. We are estimated to get there at 3:43. So the distance to go, though, oh, there's a lot of traffic. If I check the distance, time reading distance, 65 miles to go, and a lot of traffic. We are now in stop and go. So it's a good thing I turned the sport mode off, because we don't really need it. This may affect, though, my range. We have plenty of margin now, but at the same time, that's going to deplete. I know it. I just know it. And of course, we could zoom out on the navigation and we could see our path, and as well as if there are any accidents, it would show us a little accident icon. But we'd also see like red traffic. But unfortunately, the theme I chose shows red. There we go. There's green. Where are we? Well, yeah, that's where the traffic starts. So I'm gonna get back to the driving, and when we get to the Austin area, I'll turn the camera back on. We'll see what we end up with as far as range and time. Will we make it by 4? I don't know. I'm not too far from Austin now. Traffic is kind of terrible. Of course, it is South by Southwest. Actually, it was over the weekend. I'm not sure what's going on now, but there's traffic. And hey, little buddy. Basically 52 miles left to go to my destination, which is is the Hyatt downtown. And I forgot what I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, I'm in Salado. It's a town, S-A-L-A-D-O. And I was once house hunting, and I looked at this area, and every one of the homes I looked at, I just kind of went, that's a lot of money. Stupid joke. Homes in Salado cost a lot of money. You can use that with my permission. But you gotta give me credit. You gotta give me credit for that. I don't work for free. No. I don't do that. I just got a text message from a family member and they want to know my ETA. So in this case, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send mom a message, and I can use the screen here to say send new message with voice recognition, and we'll see if I can say 3:45 p.m. and what that'll do. So ready?
Say a predefined message to send to mom, or say list to hear the list of predefined messages.
List.
Say one of the following predefined messages to send it. Yes, no, okay. I can't talk right now. Call me. I'll call you later. I'm on my way. Thanks. I'll be late. I will be X minutes late. See you in X minutes. Stuck in traffic. Start without me. Where are you? Are you there yet? I need directions. I'm lost. See you later.
See you in X minutes.
Would you like to send a message? See you in X minutes.
No.
Okay, let's try again. Say a predefined message to send, or say list to hear the list of predefined messages.
See you in 45 minutes.
Would you like to send the following text message? See you in 45 minutes.
Yes.
Sending your message.
Wow, that's impressive. That's something an Audi can't do. So there you go. The Challenger does have some creature comforts that do make it useful off the track, and I like that. That's very nice. Getting down to the last stretch, 35 miles to go. I'm basically just entering the outskirts of Georgetown, which is on the very cusp of the Austin metro area these days. And 90-mile range on the fuel tank. Oh, open road. And a nice little rocket ship here. Basically what I want to say is when you start getting into a little bit of a feisty mood. Feisty, yeah, feisty. Ooh, check that out. Is that what is that? 57 Chevy Bel Air.
In half a mile, keep left onto I-35 southbound.
I don't know what that is. This is new car spin. That's a classic car. I have no idea. But that was nice and clean. Anyway, when
keep
you are
onto I-35 southbound.
Oh, yes, ma'am. So when you are on the road here and you want to play some tunes, this Alpine system, which is actually a pretty cheap option. It's very affordable at like 800, 900 bucks. It's definitely worth it. And wave to the chick in the car over there because she's nuts. Anyway, this is a fun little car to drive. It's actually not little, is it? It's a muscle car, definitely most definitely. And with 475 horsepower, 392 cubic inch, 6.4 liter Hemi engine, the RT Scat Pack Challenger can make mincemeat out of a road trip. It's only 3:16, so we're about 45 minutes early at this point. Actually, we're not there yet, so we're going to be about a half an hour early, I think. 32 miles to go. Hopefully there's no traffic in Austin, which that would be a miracle. I got to put that on video because in all of my reviews you've seen traffic. So today being a Tuesday at 3:15, I don't think it's going to look too good when I get there, but we're real close. We're real close. And I'll turn the camera back on when we get to the split level of Interstate 35. Now, as far as fuel economy, I haven't even checked. All I can tell you is with a 21-mile distance to the destination, I have a 76-mile range. So we've picked up essentially 55 miles of margin, and that's based on what we originally started with, which was like a 5-mile margin. So pretty much accurate as far as time, but when it comes to fuel consumption, you really got to drive this thing right. Now the driving position here is very sporty, so if you get the right seating position, you know, with the front cushion up high enough and the lumbar in a little bit and not too raked back, I think you'll get a decent spot for a long drive. But beyond that, if you can't get it just right, you're going to have an issue with your long distance drivability. So be sure to really tweak the seat properly before you start your journey. And well, we're at a complete stop on the interstate right now. Sad. This is a sign that we're in Austin. 21 miles to go, stop and go traffic, and it's probably going to be all the way to downtown. So maybe it is 4 o'clock, my final arrival time. Maybe it knows. Maybe it can calculate traffic in advance. That would be kind of spooky, but that would be also very convenient. One last thing I want to say is, as far as the fuel economy and the range, maybe what helped was MDS, which is what allows the engine to deactivate or disable or disactivate, disable, shut off cylinders. So out of an 8-cylinder engine, this is a V8, it would shut down 4 of those cylinders, and you'd basically be a 4-cylinder. And it would do that in cases where there's low load, like right now. And then when the load curve picks up, it then activates those cylinders. And it can do it in a fraction of a second. I think it's something like 230 milliseconds. I haven't read the press release. I'm so sorry. But that's just the fact. It's quick. You'll notice it. There's a different feeling or a different vibration when MDS is active. And it has helped with the range. I mean, I've gained on a margin. So is that a bad thing? No, it isn't. 4.4 miles to go. And stopped again. Well, pretty much stopped. There we go. Completely stopped. Not a big deal, right? But I'm real close to downtown, and there's not much to shoot because, well, there's nothing to see. If you go here, distance, you can change it to time of arrival, 3:48. So we'll see if it stays that way. This is all other approach stuff, so I'm passing these things on my way. You know, if you wanted to stop or you needed to stop, I guess it's handy to have that kind of info. For the most part, downtown is just right over there. I'll come back when I can see it. So you see the signs there that point me where to go. You'll also see that the GPS actually kind of matches the look of the direction I should be taking. Obviously I'm in the wrong lanes, but that's okay because they meet up later. And I couldn't move over because of that truck anyway. But downtown is viewable from this point forward. And judging by this traffic and the way these people drive, it's a good thing I no longer live here. You can't review vehicles here. You can't get anywhere very far here. There's really no way you can...
Prepare to exit the highway in 2.8 miles at exit 234A.
There's no way you can properly use a vehicle in Austin, and that's why I moved to Dallas, so I could get more content for you, guys and girls, so that well, 8% of you are girls. At least that's what you think. Anyway, the traffic here is typical, and it's not really eating into the range. I still have 52 miles on range, and arrival time is stretching out again towards 4. I don't know, maybe this is the GPS Twilight Zone edition, but that's pretty scary. If I get there at 4:01 or whatever it said when I first started, that is kind of cool. Now I know Sirius XM provides the traffic data for this vehicle, and I think that they provide predictive data, because I know that Ingrix is another traffic service, but it's cellular, and other manufacturers use that. But that system in particular seems to be very real-time, like Google Maps, but the Sirius version of traffic data seems to be predictive. So maybe it knew. Maybe it knew and it just calculated everything based on that. I don't know, but we'll find out. In short, no, I cannot beat the 4 o'clock time. So it's pretty scary accurate. No matter how well you drive and how terrible traffic can be, it seems like you can trust GPS. I know I did a road trip in the Durango RT, and the GPS there did me a solid and got me off the freeway when I needed to get off the freeway. Allowed me to take a side street for a couple miles while everyone was backed up solid like this. So this time I didn't get rerouted. It wanted me to stay on the freeway, but I'm not a sadist. I actually need to drive. So welcome to Austin. Now, of course, it's South by Southwest this weekend, but this traffic is no different from normal. Lots of closed lanes, closed road, whatever. I can't even make sense of what's going on up there. Okay, we're crossing.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Garden Springs Road. Then arrive at your destination on the right.
We're crossing the bridge
Turn
now.
right onto Garden Springs Road.
The Hyatt's
then
right there.
Arrive at your destination on the right.
Yeah. Behind me is downtown Austin. I'm on Congress. Right here's the
You are
Yeti
approaching
store.
your destination.
And
Route recalculation.
here we are. It's 4:02, by the way,
Route
which is pretty scary.
recalculation.
4:02.
In 500 feet, turn right onto West Riverside Drive.
And I have
Route
made it.
recalculation.
Shh, quiet. But this is it, the Hyatt, and right across that is the river. I'm at my destination. She just refuses to tell me. Anyway, I'm gonna go into the Starbucks here.
Route
And
recalculation.
Park right here for that. Life tip
In
number
400
1.
feet, turn left onto South 1st Street.
And that's it. There you go. I made it. And almost exactly 4:02, 4:03, whatever you want to call it. Almost exactly as it predicted. And that is quite scary. But made it one piece, pretty comfortable. 36-mile margin on my range. And pretty solid car for a road trip. Obviously, can't really fit anyone back there. There's no leg room. But it is what it is. A fun road trip. This was New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave comments below. I will answer them. And check out my other Challenger RT Scat Pack review I did last year. It's a little bit more technical than this one. This one was just pure fun. I hope you liked it. Well, good morning. It's actually 4:07, and I'm here in Austin. And what I'm going to do is just basically do a quick screen shot here of the trip info. So I'm going to show you the fuel economy right now. Let's hold OK to reset it. Boom, 0 miles, 0 MPGs, 2 seconds into the trip. And I know you probably can't see me, but I'm going to drive to Dallas right now this morning, and we will see what happens with the fuel economy. I have 87 octane in here right now, a full tank, as you can see, and it's pretty cold out. But when I get to Dallas, this time I'll remember to show you the fuel economy. So let's stay tuned. I'm going to hit I-35, and we're going to see what a 6.4 liter V8 can do for fuel economy. Pretty cold out. Actually can't even get traction right now. All right. Obviously you want to be sure the tires are warm before you use your right foot for everything, but gotta take it easy, nice and slow, until I can hit that. Of course, it will take a while even after I get up to speed for the tires to warm up. A couple minutes. Of course, it doesn't take much to go quickly in this thing. Doesn't sound fast, but we're already doing 60-ish. It's fine though, because the speed limit here is about 55. If I go view map, 48 is the speed limit. Never seen that before. All right, well this will be fun. The freeway speed limit's 70, so you gotta be able to get up to speed so you don't have issues merging like that. Okay, I am on the freeway. Dallas is actually straight ahead. I'm heading north now. I'm in South Austin. There's Congress Avenue exit. And it still thinks I'm on the side road. But I'm sure that'll change. Sometimes the GPS signals do get scrambled, especially when a president's in town, although the president's not in this town. Signals get scrambled sometimes, and what that means is you kind of are getting fuzzier, further away sort of coordinates, and sometimes it can't place you exactly where you are. It happens once in a while. It means someone's in town. There we go. Oh, speed limit 113. It said 80 just a second ago. Is it really 113? Because I'm not going fast enough. In that case, I better keep a pace here. That's freaking trippy. So something's being scrambled. That is fantastic.
Hello, long distance. I've gotta talk to my girl. Tell her what's on my mind.
Yeah, I must say, the trip yesterday, what I forgot to mention was the ride quality is bumpy. So in the morning, like now, when you're trying to drink some hot coffee, it's a little difficult. But you can kind of make up for it by going slower. But for now, your morning commute may be coffeeless, because it's kind of hard to deal with no coffee in the morning for me. So you just have to make do and maybe arrive with coffee all over you. That's fine. I think I figured out the problem here with my speed limit here. That is actually kilometers per hour. And I know that because I just set cruise control and it says 126 kilometers an hour. So I'm obviously going to switch that. I must have done it when I was meddling around with the display here. But what I wanted to tell you also is I've been getting pretty good fuel economy, 19.2 mpgs in the last 26 miles. And I wanted to see, because I could hear and feel MDS kicking in, which is the cylinder deactivation, which is really accounting for this fuel economy. And I thought, does that work when I have cruise control on? And the answer is yes, even at 80 miles an hour or 126 kilometers an hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this back to miles per hour. I'm going to use the menu here, and I should be able to go into some menu here. Speedometer. There you go. Boom. Miles per hour. And all of a sudden, it changes to 70 mile per hour speed limit. And of course, that's kilometers. As you can look at the timer there, it's like 59 minutes and 30 seconds. So it's been an hour of driving time. And check out that MPG average. Whoa. Big bumps, pardon me, in a construction zone, and it's not that fun in here, but that's kind of what to expect, right? You're in a sports car. So let me get through this corner. Oh man. Okay. Well, we'll just have to make do. Oh shit. Anyway, 19.5 mpgs. And 78 miles in 1 hour. So you may say, oh, that's an average of 78 miles an hour. And yeah, if you're averaging, oh, it's pretty, hold on. I'm even using a gimbal here. Let me hold it properly. That's the average so far. So I have another 250 miles to go. Right now I've just passed through Temple, and there's Buc-ee's. Actually, if you don't know Texas, and don't just think you can come here from California and exploit our 75-mile-an-hour speed limits. There are other things you can exploit, such as Buc-ee's, which is what I would call the world's largest gas station. Check that thing out. Look how big that is. Freaking construction zone. They have hundreds of fuel pumps at each of their stations. They are huge. Waco is next, so we keep heading north, and it is 5 in the morning. All right, this is what Waco looks at night. This is obviously the stadium for, what's it called? Baylor University. And that's it, Waco, 111.1 miles and 19.7 mpg average, hour and 25 minutes. It's a lot easier to do this kind of drive in the morning when the roads are kind of light, although right now it's starting to load up because it's 5:30 in the morning. But I'm heading to my house in Dallas, and I think that 19.7 is a really good fuel economy number for a vehicle with a 6.4 liter V8 naturally aspirated engine. You can't go wrong with that. And there are some features here on the nav system I've been playing around with that I want to show you later. It's still a good morning. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's 40 degrees out. Something you have to be careful of, especially, well, you actually can't see me. I'll just point the camera this way. Especially when it's this cold out and you're in a performance car, you gotta be sure that your tires are gonna have some adequate grip. So you can't take lane changes sharply. You can't do a lot of things like you would normally want to do in a sporty fashion, because your tires may be warmed up, but the ground will still be cold. And theoretically, it's most common that below 47 degrees outside ambient temperature, your tires really aren't going to perform their best even when they're warm. So you've been driving a while, like in this instance I've been driving for 2 hours, 159.3 miles and averaging 19.4 miles per gallon. So I'll let you work out that average speed. That's about 80 miles an hour average. So even if you've been driving 80 miles an hour for 2 hours, the tires are still not at their best, because the compound of the rubber and the ambient air temperature and the ground temperature, they're all going to be not hot. So the ground won't be as hot, the air won't be as hot, but the tires will be warm, and the air inside the tires will be warm, but you're not going to get full grip. So cornering ability is going to be reduced, and you just got to take it easy, especially when it's cold out in the morning. Some things I want to show you though are the nav system. So here I can have settings, and as I go into settings, you'll see speed limit. There's actually, it says announce speed limit warning. So there is an ability here to have the car alert you when you're going faster than what the GPS knows the speed limit of the area is. So to do that, you just go enable that. There we go. And you can tell it.
The speed limit is 75 miles per hour.
So you can basically have her announce the speed, and you can announce it when you go over by like 25 miles an hour or whatever. So if you're going to go 5 miles an hour over, make it okay. So now when you go over the speed limit, she'll alert you so that you know that you're going faster than you should be. So in this case, the speed limit's 75, and I'd have to go 80. What'll happen is that'll turn red when you're going over the limit, but she'll also announce that you're going over the limit. And to do that, I have to speed up. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, she didn't do it this time. I guess I'll have to slow down a little bit and have her do it again. Let's see if I can just slow down. Don't really like to brake on the freeway, but there's really no one behind me, so I'm kind of okay. Alright, so you can see the speed limit there is in the black. Now we're going to go below 70, and then we're just going to open it up. Ready?
The speed limit is 75 miles per hour.
There you go. An audible reminder that I'm going faster than the speed limit. actually faster than my margin set over the speed limit. I could set it to anything over the speed limit. But there you go, that's some of the tech stuff. I like to fiddle around with the menus when I have time. It's something I do off camera, and then when I find something really cool, I show you. And that's the coolest thing, part of Uconnect, which is mainly why Uconnect gets a lot of awards, because they didn't just stop at showing the speed limit. They made a function that does an alert when you go over at your specified margin. So that's why this system is great. It does many things. For instance, in the Dodge Durango, you can actually turn on the rear camera while you're driving, and you can do things like inspect your bike rack on the back of your SUV as you're going down the freeway. Obviously, that doesn't happen here. We do have a backup camera in this one, but we don't have a camera button, so I can't do that in this vehicle. Anyway, I'll let you know when I get to Dallas. I'm not too far away. It says I'll get there at 6:59, and I have 45 minutes just about to get there. 6:39, basically only about 20 minutes left to go. And
in half a mile, keep right onto I-35 East.
And I'm in traffic finally. So this is like morning rush hour, kind of early. All the lanes here kind of merge, so gotta just chill. Done 198 miles, 19.4 mpgs, which is pretty damn good, and 2.5 hours, and I am in Dallas. And we will see when I finally arrive what the fuel economy is like on a road trip in the amazing Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack 6.4 liter 392 cubic inch V8 Hemi rear wheel drive awesomeness. Okay, I'm in a tunnel. I want to see what it sounds like in a tunnel. We'll roll my windows down. Oh yeah, I was definitely the loudest one in there. Hopefully people got the message. Okay. Bam, 216.7 miles, 19.2 mpgs, 3 hours basically, and half a tank. That was a fun little road trip, wasn't it? Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. You're watching New Car Spin. I'm your host, Brian Grant, and this was the 2018 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack. Be sure to watch my other review from last year if you want even more Scat Pack goodness. See you later.